All right, now to put the Manties on her. Again, when you throw a Manny on the side of her, it's going to be heavy on one side and really start tilting that saddle to one side. So I like to do everything I can before I do that to try to get it set up. So you'll notice I've got my Manties set one on either side of her, so I don't have to go run and get them. They're right here and handy. I'll get all my sling ropes ready. So I'm going to basket hitch these. So I'm going to do this on both sides. Just get them ready for my load. That way I don't have to do it on this side while that side's sitting there hanging off of her. Grab the Manny. Right about there. The key with this is the rope should be about 1/3 of the way down. And right there, I should be able to hold that entire load with just my hand. All the pressure being on her. As you can come back here and see on the back, it's pretty tight to the D's. You don't want these things hanging way down low. You want to get them nice and high. So it's putting pressure on the top of her back and not squeezing in on her rib cage. So from here, for my basket hitch, I'm going to take this up and I'm just going to go right over the top of that rope. I know it's a little hard to see because there's a lot of ropes here, but this is the one going around on my pack saddle. So loop underneath, grab this end, pull that nice and tight to the side. And then, I don't know, I've heard this called a packer's knot, a lot of different things, but just reach through and grab your tail, pull it nice and tight. Now I'm going to leave that one just like that for now, and I'll show you how to do a clove hitch in just a minute. Sorry, crow's foot, not a clove hitch. Same thing, nice and high. My tops are even touching, I think. Pull the slack. To get this tight, you can just rock it back, pull on the bottom and just rock it back and forth. You'll get nice and tight. Now again, I can hold that and check my load. That looks pretty good, but the biggest, same thing, tie my packer's knot. So when you want to stand right in the back. So I can check this load now about how it's going to ride. These Manties are pretty close to equal. I think they're a pound or two apart. But if I just give this a nice little rock, that the bar of my pack saddle should always sort of come back to center. If you start rocking it and you see it start working to one side or the other, it means you got too much weight on that side. So theoretically, let's just say this side, it's rocking towards me. So my options are, is I can either raise this one up a little bit, or I can drop this one down. So that's going to adjust my load. That's the nice part about Manties versus bags, is you don't have to have them perfectly equal. You can adjust. I've done it up to as much as 10 pounds before, depending on the weight of your Manties, but 5-10 pounds. So sometimes you'll see it look a little awkward going down the trail. You'll have one sort of hanging down low, the other one riding high. That just tells me the one riding high is way heavier than the one riding low. So to finish these off, we're going to take that tail that we made with our loop, go ahead and pull it through, make it nice and big. And this is called the crow's foot. So I'm going to just go out around the edges of my Manny. I'm going to come right down here. Let me zoom in on this. Just take the tail of your rope, come right down there and hook it in on that hook. Again, that's why I like the hooks. I don't even have to feed slack through. My tail's already there and I can go ahead and cinch this down. Come right back up to your top and just tie another packer's knot. This time, make the loop nice and small, put a half hitch on it to lock it in, and there's your load. We're just going to eat up the slack here by daisy chaining it. Stick my tail through there. So then if I ever have to get at that real quick, all I gotta do is pull on that right there. It's gonna come free and all my rope's gonna come free. So one of the biggest rules about packing that I was taught is make it to where everything comes undone easily. Because when a wreck happens, and it will happen, you wanna be able to get this thing off in a hurry. For that crow's foot, for example, if this was in a real big wreck, I'd just reach down and just undo it from that hook. My crow's foot would come off. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Make my loop nice and big. I'm gonna go around the pack, down to my ring, pull my slack. Now what that's doing is because I've got it going on either side, this thing's not gonna rock forward and backwards, swing this way. And if she jumps over something for some reason, it can't fly up. That load is nice and secure. These things aren't gonna move. Don't feel bad about cinching these things nice and tight. The way these cinches are designed with that ring way down low, it's actually just pulling it out away from the sides of the mule, which is one of the things I like about them. Finish this off with your packer's knot. I always tie my slack to the back versus the front. Then if they're going down there and it does snag on a tree or something, it's pulling it out the back and not ripping it around the front. So there you go. That's how you make